Alana, great to sit down with you. Obviously, first of all, congratulations on being selected. How are you feeling?
Yeah, thank you. I'm very excited, and I think the whole group is very excited to get over to India. And it's been a big 4 years in the lead up, so we're definitely excited to hopefully get over there and have a successful campaign.
We're going to get into a bit of World Cup and a bit of your journey, but to start off that, take us back right to the start and tell us what Alana was like as a little kid running around.
Oh, probably just a little menace running around, just trying to play as many sport as I can. I loved school, but I loved the social aspect of school and playing some sports as well. But yeah, I just loved being outdoors, social with my friends. But yeah, that was a bit of me and just trying to play every sport under the sun.
And I know tennis was big in your childhood. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, tennis was my first sport as a kid. It was when I was 5 years old. I walked onto a tennis court and just trying to be a little pest with my brother. He played tennis, so naturally I followed him and I wanted to be like him. So played tennis, loved tennis. I thought I was going to be playing in Grand Slams around the world, especially in the Australian Open, but the closest I got was being a ball kid, so which was very exciting, and I loved my 2 years as a ball kid at the Aussie Open. But yeah, I still love tennis. Whenever I can, I'll go have a hit at the courts with some friends, and it's just a great way to stay connected to the sport that I love still. And yeah, I still watch the tennis Grand Slams, follow some players on the socials, and yeah, still a big part of my love for sport.
I know it was a while ago, but is the ball kid training as intense as they make it seem?
Yeah, it actually is, because every game that you ball kidding in the Aussie Open, throughout the day, you get the ball kid supervisors coming around, and you actually get marked and graded on how your skills are, and that's how you progress throughout the tournament and how you get finals gigs and stuff like that. So it might just seem to people that you are just throwing balls at tennis players, but there's a fair bit of training to go into that, and to make it to the last week, especially the last day of the tournament, you've got to be ticking all the right boxes. And fortunately enough, in my second year I was able to do the women's finals, so I was doing something right, and yeah, loved every bit of it.
A+ for ball.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and it was a lot of fun, and something that it's a big childhood memory of mine, and something that I love talking about, and I'll encourage young boys and girls to get involved, as that's what they love about tennis.
So when did you swap the tennis court for the cricket pitch? When did it come into your life?
Oh, it was a tough decision. I was able to play because I was playing Friday night cricket and then Saturday morning tennis, and that was all going great until I started to be in some big underage tournaments and representative teams, and when you had to be away for a couple of weeks, and whether you're travelling to Sydney or Ballarat and playing tournaments, I had to tell my tennis coach I'm not going to be available for the next 2 weeks for junior comp, because I'm going to be away. And then it just started getting a bit harder, and I didn't want to let my team down for being away for a few weeks. So I had to make the tough move and say that I'm going to put my sporting love into cricket, because I was just going a bit higher in cricket than I was in tennis. And no doubt at the time my tennis coach was a bit sad that I was choosing cricket, but he forgives me now because it's taken me where I am now, and I still keep in contact with him, and he's very proud of what I do, and I'll always try to have a chat with him whenever I can, and he'll always send me a message whenever we do well.
If you had to win a Grand Slam, which one would you want to win?
Aussie Open, the best Grand Slam, I reckon.
that was quick too. 16 when you got that first kind of contract with Vic. Tell us about that and what that journey looked like.
Yeah, I was quite shocked to get a rookie contract at 16, and I think I was thinking the best thing I can compare this to is being a rookie contracted AFL player, and I was like, this is the best thing ever. And to get to train alongside some of the greats of the game, past and present, and then develop some great relationships with the players as well. Had a great mentor in Christian Beams and a fellow leg spinner as well, so I was pumped about that. And I know at the time I was still in school, and the coach at the time, Catherine Fitzpatrick, made sure that, this is cricket, this is great, you got a contract, but we want you to make sure that you're still at school, you finish school, and you fit cricket in and around that. And that was big. And got a lot of encouragement and a lot of advice at that age, and I was just pumped to be around cricketers who I looked up to and get to train alongside.
Looking back, are you thankful that you kind of made that balance with school and sport?
Absolutely. I think it's really important to finish school, and I guess it's going to be challenging for the younger generation coming through to picking a pathway in where they want to go. The game's becoming more professional, and you can see a career in cricket now for females, and it's going to keep growing. So yeah, I don't envy some of the decisions that some of the younger generation are going to make, but I think it's a great decision to have, and for the game to keep growing the way it is, yeah, it's going to be tough, but I think still that having an education behind you is still quite important. Cricket's not going to last till forever, so it's important that you are well educated, so then post your career, whenever that is, you're well set up or you've got some direction post-sport.
So you're living your best life as a rookie, and then a couple of years you get the call up for the first season of the WBBL. What was that like, and not knowing, what this was going to look like?
Yeah, again, I was like, is this real? Like, I was a bit gobsmacked, and I was calling my parents, I was calling my brother, and I was like, this is unreal, like playing the first WBBL contract. I'm not even a state contracted player. So again, just a great time to be a part of. Wanted to learn off international players. That was the first time I was getting introduced to international cricketers, and I had a pretty good introduction with Nat Silverbrunt. Turns out to be one of the best cricketers in the world at the moment. So to get involved in that, to play a few games in that, I think that helped my development and helped me not just develop as a cricketer but as a person as well. The travel, the commitments and all that. You soon learn a lot about how you need to be as an athlete and as a professional cricketer, and you learn a lot about yourself, how you travel, what's professional, and how you go about your business. So yeah, I love that, and yeah, it's helped me a long way, and I'm stoked to still be here.
And obviously Big Bash Women's is entering its 11th season this year, which is wild. When you think back to that first season, what's the biggest difference you think of now?
Oh, I think it's everything. It's the crowd. It's the commercialise off the WBBL. The cricket's obviously gone through the roof, but it's just exciting to see. We're going into our 11th season, and more games on TVs and more accessible to fans and fans of the game. But the way we're playing at bigger and different venues is a big thing, and yeah, it's just exciting to see where the game goes when you get WBBL games sold out around the country. That's pretty exciting.
So you're early in your 20s and you make a pretty big call to move to the other side of the country. It's a massive, for Australians, it's a 5-hour flight. Like, talk us through that whole process and where that idea came from.
Yeah, it was probably the biggest decision I've made in my career, and probably something that if I didn't make, I probably wouldn't be in this situation. But tough one when you're presented an opportunity on the other side of the country, and you've got all your family and friends and your support system in a state that you grew up and you love and you saw yourself never moving from. But when an opportunity came to play cricket for WA, it was a tough decision to make. But being in Victoria, I loved playing for Victoria. I was just starving for overs to bowl and to bowl a bit more in games. And with the Victorian team at the time having 6 Australian bowlers, it was always going to be tough to grab overs off them to bowl. And there's no doubt I had plenty of stuff other than just bowling that I needed to improve on to hopefully make that next jump to a national team. So first and foremost, I just wanted to bowl more, and WA presented an opportunity. They didn't have a leg spinner over there, and I know there was a lot of talk about no spinner or leg spinners being really successful in WA, but I didn't really look at that. It was just a chance to fall in love with the game again, play under some new coaches, learn off some new players as well. So I had a great chat with my manager and my family, and just came to the realisation I don't want to have a what-if moment later on in my career, and don't want to have an opportunity like this go begging. So we took the punt, we made the move over to the West, and it was tough. It was in COVID times, and WA was starting to go into lockdowns off the borders, so had to do a quarantine over in WA, which was a bit foreign to me. But I can say that if I probably didn't make that move and just change everything about who I was, I grew up a lot, I matured a lot as a person and as a player, and found myself in situations that I probably wasn't accustomed to in Victoria. But I'm glad I did, because it's given me a great opportunity over there to fall in love with the game again, and happy to be now sitting in an Australian shirt and living out my childhood dream.
And do you think getting reps in bowling on the whacker was also helpful in your development? Yeah,
I think just bowling in games, that's all I really wanted to do, bowl more overs and get exposed to different situations and game scenarios. I knew nothing ever was guaranteed in WA. I still had to earn my spot in the 11, but I just had so much fun doing it and worked with some great people over there. And yeah, I had no expectations of making the Australian team instantly. I just wanted to enjoy my cricket, bowl balls, bowl leg spin, and make WA my own. And yeah, I think I've done that and made the whacker my own. I love bowling at the whacker, and it's helped me with my bowling development. And yeah, excited that WA is my new home now.
And we're about to get to the exciting part, but I want to reflect on, I guess, that journey from starting out kind of with that Vic contract as a junior at 16 to then that journey. What was it like, riding those highs and lows of, being one of 6 bowlers in the Vic side and, not knowing if you were going to get selected and, that longer process? What was that like mentally for you?
Yeah, it's always tough when you can, when you're in the moment to recognise any of those things. But I think I just had to keep reminding myself and get reminded by the ones around me that you just got to keep putting the work in. I know nothing was ever guaranteed, so if I keep putting performances on at club cricket and then domestically, I could potentially put my name in the mix for whether it's Australia A stuff or a national performance squad to get involved in. So I know I had to put the work in, so it was just pretty much put your head down, grind away, and hopefully you get the reward. It's not always guaranteed if you put the work in, but it's something that I love doing, and I learnt a lot about myself when I was doing that. And there's no doubt some setbacks, as every athlete will experience, but I think it's you can look back on it now and see what you've done, but we're not stopping here. There's still plenty more to go, and hopefully a lot more in the green and gold.
I've got it written in bold because it is so amazing. You got your ODI, Test and T20 debut all in the space of something like 14 days, which is crazy. When you reflect back on that, what do you think about?
Yeah, it was a crazy experience. Like, to be involved in my first ever Ashes squad and being with the Australian team was nuts in itself. But to get all 3 caps in a series was pretty surreal, and something that it happened really quickly. So I couldn't really take it all in because it was just such an intense series. It was a great series for us, and a very memorable one for us as well. So something that I'll look back on and be really proud of. I got to have my family at every debut there that I had, and that's pretty special.
And that obviously then led into the 2022 World Cup in New Zealand. What was that experience like as your first World Cup?
Yeah, again, I was shocked because it was all happening at once. We were still in COVID at the time, so everything was quarantines and you couldn't do this and you couldn't do that. But to go from an Ashes series win into my first ever World Cup, and I was just, again, being a real sponge and just wanted to bowl as much as I can and play a role if I got the opportunity. And yeah, now we're 4 years down the track and we're doing it all again. So I'm pretty excited to hopefully play a big role and contribute to some success for Australia.
You played a big role in that win in New Zealand in 2022, I guess. What learnings do you take now? This is your second World Cup, second time around. Is it a bit lower stakes for you or just as important?
Every game that I play for Australia and get to put on the green and gold is big for me. I never take it for granted how special it is to wear this shirt, but no doubt there's so much has changed in the last few years. Me as a bowler, the opposition, I've bowled quite a bit to international players now, so they know what I'm going to do and I know what they're going to do. So it's going to be a nice even balance, I think. But hopefully I've got the people around me in the squad, and I know as a squad we're really looking forward to the challenge.
Obviously a Victoria girl, so what did it mean to you, 2025 Ashes? Once again, I have to read it out. A record equaling 23 wickets, including 9 in the day-night test to the MCG. What does it mean for you to see your name on that board? Yeah,
I haven't been back to the MCG since that day, so I think when I go back and actually see it in the gold on the board it's going to hit me, and it's going to be really special. But the fact that my whole family were there to see it go up on the board that night of the night that we won the test match is pretty special. But to be alongside Beth Mooney and Annabelle Sutherland as well, being historic, being on those boards at the MCG, it's such an iconic venue, and what an iconic series we had, 16-0, is something that we're all very proud of, and something that will get talked about for years to come, and no doubt it will be a highlight in people's career.
And I know you've looked up to Warnie a lot in your career, and obviously many spin bowlers, but you've picked up from a couple of commentators the Queen of Spin tag. How do you feel about that?
I'm always humbled and sometimes embarrassed when people keep comparing me to Warnie, because I think he's a different kettle of fish and he's out of this world, and I picked up leg spin because of him, and I just hope he's smiling down, enjoying that I'm bowling some leggies, spinning some outside the outside edge of some batters, and yeah, I'm sure he's having a couple of cold ones upstairs.
Yeah, he's hoping you're not as rogue as he was.
Yeah, well, I don't think I'm as rogue, but yeah, hopefully just strictly cricket, he's pretty proud of.
I guess looking back, you know, that young kid running around being a menace, if you could give her some advice, what would you say to her?
Just keep having fun, and if you are striving for a dream of yours, like, don't ever give up, because you just never know what can happen if you put the work in, leave no stone unturned, but also have fun doing it. I think that's the biggest message that I can give my younger self, or even younger boys and girls around Australia who are chasing their dream, if it's in a sporting world or in a career other than sport. If you want it, you'll do everything you can, and hopefully you can enjoy the journey as well.
And we've just got some rapid fire fun ones to finish off. What's your biggest cricket ick?
Keepers keeping in short sleeves.
That's what Molly said as well.
Yeah, it's horrific.
Is there anyone who does it?
Not anymore, because I think people have just, yeah, I don't think so.
You've called them out too hard.
Yeah.
Obviously travelling to India very shortly, what's one thing you always take on tour with you that you can't travel without?
My coffee beans.
We haven't even talked about this. Everyone said you're the resident barista.
Oh, that's. I'm not sure I'm the resident barista. I look after the tea machine, and I make sure it's all set up in every hotel that we go to, and it's free reign. Everyone gets to use it, but I like to take care of it, that's for sure.
What's the go-to coffee order, Alana?
Just a flat white.
Regular milk, regular?
Oh, full. I want the full fat. None of this skim milk. I just want it all. We burn enough training, so I want to enjoy my coffee.
Obviously, been to India a few times, and obviously playing a season in the WBBL. What's your favourite Indian food or Indian thing you've tried?
Well, growing up with mum and dad, not forcing, like pretty much having curry at 6 months old. I'll never go past Dad's dal. He makes the best dal, and I'll never not love that.
Volley hates spice, so you have to get her onto some.
Yeah, she's shocking, but she better get used to it, because she'll be spending a fair bit of time in India, not just this time, but I'm sure in the near future.
If you could pick any celebrity women's sporting person from any sport across the globe to play with you guys at the World Cup, who would it be?
Ash Barty, because she's played cricket before for the Brisbane Heat, so she'd be a lot of fun to take the field with, whack a few. I'm sure she'll have good banter as well, so yeah.
An opener?
Oh no, I think she'll be good in the middle order. She'll let the openers and the top order do the work, and then she'll come in the middle order and the back end and have some fun.
And thinking back to your Test debut, who gave you your baggy green?
Kristen Beams, and a big friend, an idol, a mentor for me, and it was really special that she got to give my baggy green.
Now, I know you don't get a bag of green for ODI, but we've got our very own female athlete project bag of green to give to you to take to India.
Brilliant, thanks. Thanks, guys. This is awesome. Yeah, the girls. Yeah.